cast of a Zerg versus Protoss, Chuck Norris versus RGA. And we're going to be looking at Legacy of the Void here and some of the changes that are happening currently with the meta in the beta. Not a play on words intentionally here. But this is me, by the way. This is my account here on StarCraft 2, Legacy of the Void. I'm going to be going for a quick hatch opening by doing an extractor trick right there. And then heading down towards the natural. Meanwhile, the Protoss player is going to be doing a pylon here on the natural. Looks like he's going to be going for a quick expand himself while scouting around the map looking for me. So, like this game, I'm actually putting down the spawning pool first here, trying a little something different. You can see the production tabs up here. Army supplies currently at 0. He has one more worker than me. So with the changes here currently in this replay, what is actually happening is you only get 2 larvae from a queen. They've changed this actually today. They go back to 3, and they've gotten rid of Crota boosts in this game here. So they're just trying to mess around with a lot of different things. Gameplay is constantly changing right now, which is great because it's really interesting. It's fun. Nobody has a set build. Although you'll see a lot of Protoss players do certain things like 2 base adept play. And you'll see a lot of Zerg players going for fast speedlings into Roach Ravager, or just speedlings into Mass Muta as much as possible, or a lot of harass style type of play here. So I do have the natural about to get complete right now, and you can see because you can only have 16 workers on a mineral line right now, you can quickly fill that mineral line up, see over here, and then you really need to get exposed as fast as possible. That's the key here. So I'm getting my metabolic boost, getting my Zergling speed up and running. He's going for another simulator here, getting his wall up. 2 gates is pretty common right now in the current meta because you have enough minerals. Go ahead and expand, and then plus add on 2 or even 3 gates and a forge. Go for a Stargate play. You can have a lot more options as a quick start. You can see right here, his supply is already at 54. A lot of extra pylons right now, and my supply is about to hit 36. So I'm gonna have to make another overlord right now. Once the speedlings finish, I want to push out, get some more map presence with this bit. There's double photon cannon here in the front, which you can do, and still have enough minerals to keep producing probes constantly, which is key here in this game of StarCraft. You always want to be producing non-stop workers if at all possible. Notice the difference between HOTS and Legacy of the Void. If you do put a photon cannon out into your mineral line, it does mess them up quite a bit, where they have to go around. And so a lot of players that are playing actual Protoss builds right now are putting the photon cannons outside of their mineral line instead of the usual in the mineral. So I go for the quick roach here, and I'm starting to scout around the map, taking the watchtowers. See my vision right now. I saw that he went for the 2 gate, 2 photon cannons. So I'm pretty sure he's not going to put out any aggression. So I'm thinking Stargate play because we are in a big macro style map here. So I already have the spore crawler down in the main and in the natural just to prevent against Oracle play, which I know is going to be coming. Let's see, does he have an Oracle on the way? Actually, he doesn't. So this timing the game for about 5 minutes. I expected to see an Oracle. It doesn't happen, so I'm trying to scout. And then I do see the Void Ray being constructed there. Nothing too surprising. See, that's a void ray coming out. If you just look at the Stargate, you can see unit popping out here. So you can see my map vision is pretty good. I have both watchtowers. I also have the far watchtowers. So I have all 4 watchtowers here. I'm also going to want to be spotting for drops as well. So you can see I have a couple Zerglings out just to have full map control. So I don't have to worry about anything at this point. He hasn't even taken a third, where I have a third that is droning up right now. So I have 16. I'm trying to have full saturation all 3 bases. You can see I'm saving up a lot of gas. I have a Spire going down. So in Legacy of the Void, Zerg right now is extremely gas heavy. I already have a ton of banked up gas right now, but I'm going to be using it all in the section tab just quickly. I'm getting my 1-1 upgrades all at the same time. Even before I make the mutas, I think I have enough larvae, drones, and filling up all my gas geysers. Getting full saturation, all 3 bases, all 6 gases are going to be filled up. He's coming out with a scout, and if you look on his side of the map, still on 2 base, so he's oversaturated right now on his natural. So I think it's a little bit of a fault by him. In not being used to Legacy of the Void, he didn't expand to a 3rd or even 4th base by now. So I've already had the 4th base already about to complete here at the moment. And you can see I have all gas geysers. I have the Hydra. I'm even putting down a nice network. The cool thing about Legacy of the Void with Zerg as well as the other races is that you can really utilize every single one of the buildings, tech structures. You can see right now I'm bringing out some Lings as well as mutas at the same time. I have Burrow on the way. I have all the upgrades coming out. Spreading creep as much as possible. Getting double Hydra Den? Or is that? Getting a single Hydra Den in the Nidus network. I'm getting a macro hatch here, which is very key right now. This game because I'm only getting 2 per queen injects. Now, if you're not new with Legacy of the Void, you don't really know what's going on currently. The queens auto inject, so auto casting, they will never build up a bank of energy, the ones that are next to a hatchery. But if they're farther away, say that the queen is right here, it's just not going to inject. So what you want to do here is you want to make sure your queen is next to the hatchery. It auto injects, so you can focus more on the macro side of things, micro side of things, rather than mechanics of hitting all your queen injects, things like that you have to currently do in HOTS, which I do like that change to some degree, although it does limit you to the amount of options you can do as far as a queen pops out, it automatically injects. Currently, you can't put a creep charmer down. You have to wait until you build up the next round of energy. Bit of hassle. So I built up some mutas. I don't have a huge count here, but I do have 8 mutas just to do some harass, get some scouting here. I'm not committing to it fully. I'm really more focused in on my macro here, getting 4 bases fully saturated. Didn't have more. And I do see he's going SkyToss, which is not a surprise at all. I expected that from the beginning of this game. So I see that he has really good static defenses down. The mutas are not going to do much. I'm not too worried about doing damage as well. It's more having map control and knowing that no matter where he goes, I'm going to know where he is. Currently, I still have all of the towers on this map, which is really cool. But if he does go ahead and take out my couple of Zerglings there. And our income right now, I'm at 65 harvesters. So I'm basically doubling his income. I'm building up a huge bank. I haven't even maxed out yet because I know he's not going to be attacking for a while. So I'm just getting as many upgrades as I can here. Like I have 2-2 finishing already 10 minutes into the great, and my 1-1 in the fire attacks. What I could do is actually put down a second fire and pop down a couple hatches. Right. So I do pop down another hatch. At this point, I think I'd like to see more hatches go down. You know, just watching this playback now, I am banking up quite a lot. I'm putting all my ground units into the Nidus network. For what? I'm not sure yet.
Complete.
See how that works out. I forget. But you can see the main is already getting mined out here. So Legacy of the Void, you have to take more bases. Looking back right now, I think I should have taken this gold base, these two bases as well, even expanded to these bases, having maybe 8, 9 bases at this time in the game, 10, 11 minutes in. I do have the resources. And like I said, Zerg is gas heavy, so having the more bases will help. So right there, we just pause that for a second. I put the queen in first, put the queen out, transfuse the Nidus worm to keep it alive and be able to get all my units out. Unfortunately, this attack's not going to do much of anything because I didn't have enough units in there to go out at full attack. But it's really just to do some harass style play. It's kind of a weak attack by me, actually. Could have been better. But we're playing for the long game now. I have 200 supply available to me. And you can see he has no bank whatsoever, which is great. I don't really have to worry. You can see how many workers here. He is oversaturating. He's playing hot style right now and giving me a huge bank, just letting me sit back, throwing up all my bases. Currently have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hatches, 8 hatches. Weird, I'm expanding down here. I could take these. Oh, I'm taking these as well. Okay, the 9 hatches up on the way. Not taking the gold, but I would recommend that at this point in the game. And holy crap, overlords. Okay, so I have my 3-3 on the way. And my 2-1 flyer attack, so I'm getting everything, getting all the upgrades. I think in this game I was really just playing around with macroing, getting upgrades, seeing what's possible here. I am on 70 harvesters, which I could have, looking back right now, I could have gone up to 90 pretty easily here. He's starting to finally catch up here in the account. And my bank just went goodbye. So where did that go? Ending. That's a lot of Hydras popping, Overseers. And the 3-3 upgrades do cost a lot of gas. You see, it's very gas heavy. But I still have a bank of gas available to me, which is going to be great for one of the best units in the game right now is the Viper. So I'm actually going to be building 5 Vipers. They're just hanging out for now. They should be getting their energy soon. The new attack right now, if you're familiar with Vipers, they automatically have consume. You have to use any type of building structure. Take that. And then the abilities right now are Abduct, Blinding Cloud, and Parasitic Bomb. So Abduct being great for ground units or air units. So such as things as what he has in his army composition I can pull out and then pull them right into the Hydras. My Hydras have 2-2. What are his upgrades? Are currently just has really just one upgrade, just shield upgrade. So I have this massive Hydras. They're kind of slow. So I can't really attack the SkyToss army or catch up with them, but I can use the the Vipers to pull out. Alright, so I'm using the parasitic bombs right now, messing around with that. See how that does. It takes away most of the shield, but it does not kill them. So right there I just lost 2 Vipers. Another one's down really low health. I guess I gave him away. I needed to have the Hydras in position a little bit. It's okay because the economy is just really killing it right now. Right now I have the entire army on hotkey 1 and then the Vipers on their separate hotkey 2. And we got some more other Viper coming out. So back up to 5 Vipers. Which is a good amount to have actually because you never know if they could be easily feedback, they could be taken out pretty easily. I mean, their health is 150, so compared to a Hydra, it does have double the health of a Hydra, but it's still not a ton. Right now, he still doesn't have the upgrades going on right now. Banging up a ton of gas. He's just not playing very efficient here in this game. I'm just really just messing around with a Hydra Viper composition versus SkyToss and wondering, okay, 3/3 Hydras, I should be easily to kill everything, right? We'll see what happens. And he cleans that up pretty easily, surprisingly. I get most of the Void Rays. Like this one has 25 health. It's just kind of ridiculous. So in that, I just lost a ton right there. So I've lost too many resources, but it's alright because my income is just way too high. Now I'm currently sitting at 90 harvesters where I wanted to be for a macro map like this. I have so many beasts. I don't know how many that is currently. Maybe 12 hatcheries going. I already got upgrades here, and I want to go air, but I think I'm just going to go back to Hydra Rupture here. Oops. Clicked the wrong button. Alright, so he's moving across the map. He does not have a mothership core with him, and he doesn't have any high Templars or anything that he could use for storms, which would be really sweet right now. But in any case, carriers just do really well against Hydras, picking them up. And you can see the Hydras only has 80 health. And they can be morphed into lurkers. I could create a lurker or two just to kill the Zealots. Now he has Archons coming in. All this stuff is actually really good against Hydras. So what I want to do is just like that. That's exactly what you want to do. You want to do the, not the Blinding Cloud, the Abduct. It's costs 75 energy. It's the least out of all of them. So if you have a full energy Viper, you're actually going to be able to get 2 Abducts off. So you can see right there, I use the Parasitic Bomb ability. Try to get the Vipers out of harm's way because they are extremely expensive units. But the Parasitic Bombs actually do not kill anything. It gets the Void Rays down to low health, but everything here is still alive, even though all of the shields are completely gone, other than the Tempest in the back. So at this point, I'm like, what the heck? I have 3/3 Hydras. They're just getting mowed down. SkyToss is pretty OP. He doesn't even have any upgrades. I have 3/3, and he is just wrecking my Hydra composition. I'm trying to go for some more pulls. That pull just wasn't strong enough. Get him right over the Hydras. And I'm fighting up a ramp here. Not ideal. But I figured I have a huge bank. Let's just take the fight, power through. And I have Hydras on the other side as well. Accidentally doing. So it's a 2-prong attack right now, kind of. I have him cornered. He can't really go anywhere. I finally killed the Void Rays here. See, I don't have any Vipers at the moment currently on the map. And I am focusing down one at a time. And finally, had to use a lot of bank, and I lost a lot of harvesters. Lost 40 workers. Change. Units lost. It's just about even right now. But I do have a huge economy still. He's slightly ahead, actually. Huh. Okay, so you can see that the Zealots are actually no upgrades, and yet they're destroying my Hydras. Why is this? Is because they have charge with a 30 attack bonus currently in this beta, so charge lots are extremely overpowered. They should not be taking out my Hydras like that. So I do decide to build some roaches along. Took up a little damage. And there you go. He used up all his minerals. I still had a big army. He did have more harvesters, but they just weren't effectively mining across any of the bases right now. He's probably oversaturated here. I can't really see. But there you go. It's the charge lasts were overpowered. He didn't have any upgrades. I had 3/3, and yet he is still managing to power through a maxed out Hydra Viper composition pretty easily there. I know some of the Viper pulls and parasitic bombs and all that could have been better. It looks like the fact that if you're playing against SkyToss, parasitic bombs, 1 or 2 is okay, but they're not going to kill anything. You have to go ahead and kill the entire army. It just kills the shields because they're powerful, extremely expensive, hard to take down. And so that's why the Viper is really important to have. You can abduct is probably the best ability in SkyToss army. Pick them off one at a time, don't engage directly, and whittle it down where you can take a direct fight later on, because Zerg is mass Hydra with mass upgrades is still just not powerful enough to power right through a SkyToss army. It's just a very valuable, powerful army. So that does it for this game. A little bit of sloppy play from time to time on my end. Macroing could have been way better, but I was pretty relaxed. I was just testing out a very simple strategy, just Hydra Viper versus SkyToss, see how effective it was. And basically, it's not super effective unless maybe you have some corruptors in there and you're doing a lot of pulls. So I'd recommend Abdex or a must if you're facing a SkyToss army as